My wife comes home late every Friday. When she comes home drunk, I take off her clothes and find a kiss mark I don't recognize, which makes me suspect she's cheating. So I ask the office to investigate her affair, and I discover a shocking truth. My name is Hishi, and I'm an ordinary businessman working at an advertising agency in Tokyo. Even an ordinary guy like me has one thing I can brag about, and that's my wife, Saki. We've been married for exactly 3 years. We met when we were university students, and it may seem cliché, but we both joined the same club. I fell in love with Saki the moment I first saw her. It was love at first sight. It was such a strong event for me that I can still remember the excitement I felt at that time. From then on, I made a big push towards her, and we were finally able to go out together. I don't know how many times I've confessed to her, but please go out with me. Please, I really, really love Saki, and I will definitely make you happy. This is the first time someone has said that to me so persistently. Please don't make me cry. Let's go out. Seriously? It's been about 10 years since we had that conversation. Our history is that long, and even now, my feelings are the same as when I confessed back then. That's why, at our college reunions, people often say to me how close you two are as always. But unfortunately, there are some things that have changed. The truth is, we haven't been having sex at night lately. It's been over a year since we stopped having sex completely. When we got married, I was so happy and excited to be able to marry Saki that I don't know if it was because of that, but I was quite forceful in asking you out at night too. Hey, Hiroshi, today was really. I'm tired because there's a lot going on at work, so I'll do it tomorrow. It's okay. I'll be done soon. I might not be able to do it today, so please let me sleep. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm tired. I forced myself on her more than once or twice, and then she finally said she wanted to talk to me, and I really don't like being forced to do it. It just hurts. So you really didn't like it up until now? Why didn't you tell me earlier? I told you so many times, but you never listened to me. I really don't feel that way anymore. After this conversation, we had an awkward time, which was almost the first time we'd ever had such a big fight before. So it was even more awkward. A few days after I answered, we had another discussion. I was able to get out of that awkward atmosphere, but from then on, things just didn't work out at night. I tried inviting her out myself, but I wondered if she didn't want to do it, and I started to worry about forcing her, and it quickly fell apart. On the other hand, even if she invited me out, I would wonder if I was forcing her into that kind of atmosphere, and I ended up in a hopeless situation. It's because I said something unnecessary. I'm really sorry. No, it's my fault, so I'm really sorry. Well, maybe time will solve the problem, so let's wait and see how it goes. Yeah, let's do that. I'm totally fine. Hiroshi, if you cheat on me, I'll never forgive you. Saki encouraged me and watched over me, joking around, even though I was worried. Unfortunately, the situation hasn't improved so far, but we're fine as a couple, so I thought it might be okay to keep it this way for a while. While thinking about this, I also started to think about having children, and the days continued to be uneasy. Around that time, Saki started coming home later and later. Up until now, she had come home late because of overtime or drinking parties, but it wasn't that often. However, recently, especially on Friday nights, she has started coming home late saying she has to work overtime or go to a drinking party. Recently, she hasn't been working overtime or going to a drinking party much. Is it okay? It can't be helped. It's not like I'm causing you any trouble. Of course, I was just worried if it was okay. Why are you so angry? It's nothing. She was always in a bad mood on Friday nights. I told her to take the day off if she hated it so much, but she got angry and left, saying she couldn't take the day off. Then, one Friday, like usual, she went out saying she was going to a drinking party and came home drunk, which was unusual for her. It's okay. It's unusual for Saki to come home this drunk. I can't do this without drinking. It's okay. Let's not sleep here. Let's sleep in bed. Saki tried to sleep on the sofa, but I somehow managed to get her to the bedroom and put her to bed. I thought it would be hard to sleep in a suit, so I took off her dress shirt to get her to change into pajamas and noticed that there were a lot of red dots on her chest. I thought it would be better, but when I looked more closely, they looked more like love bites than love machines. Just when I thought that it was a coincidence, she fell asleep, so I quickly put her back in her pajamas and left the room. I felt like I had seen something I shouldn't have seen, and because of the recent changes in her and those love bites, I began to suspect that she was cheating. From then on, I decided to look for a company that would investigate infidelity on the internet and ask them to do it. I felt like I couldn't just sit there and do nothing, so I decided to get to the bottom of it. I asked for 2 weeks for the time being, and they said that if it was only 2 weeks, there might not be enough evidence, but I was asked if that was okay. However, I have a limit to the amount of money I can afford to spend, so I wanted to get the evidence for sure, but I couldn't touch it privately. For the time being, I was suspicious on Friday, so I asked them to watch over me for a long time on Friday. From then on, I was feeling a bit uneasy. I had no proof that Saki was cheating on me, so I asked the agency to investigate her infidelity, so I felt a bit guilty. If it turns out that Saki wasn't cheating and it was discovered that I had asked them to investigate her infidelity, I'm sure they'd get angry with me, so I had that kind of anxiety too. It's okay. You seem to be not feeling well lately. I'm fine as always. What's with that all of a sudden? I thought you were feeling a bit down, so I wondered if something had happened. It's okay, thank you. She even worried about me, seeing me restless even at home. However, she also seemed to be worried about my strange behavior, so she started carrying her phone with her at all times. Normally I would charge it in the living room before taking a bath, but recently I've been bringing it into the bathroom, and even when I put my phone on the table, I always keep the screen facing down. Saki's behavior, which was increasingly matching the results of a search for the characteristics of a cheating wife, seemed like I couldn't bear it anymore. Then, 2 weeks later, I visited the update office after work and received the results of the investigation, which came back negative. As I predicted, she met up with the same man on Friday and was photographed going into a love hotel together. After investigating, it appears that the wife is having an affair with her boss. They seem to meet outside of the office on Fridays. The other person also has a family and children. Since the investigation was only conducted for 2 weeks, I am unable to get to the details, but this is more like a hunch I have had for many years. But I will just say that, for an affair couple, it seems like. The wife is not in high spirits, or rather, I felt something was a bit off. But in the end, the wife is having an affair with this man. So it's a double affair, isn't it? The boss at work, is your name Sato by any chance? Yes, the other person's name is Sato, right? You know? Yes, I have heard that ever since my wife joined the company, he has been persistently asking her out. He said it was hard to refuse because he was my boss, but that doesn't mean she was cheating on me. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you. After that, I was overcome by a dark feeling, as if I had been thrown into the depths of hell and walked aimlessly around town. I couldn't accept the fact that Saki was cheating on me. I was crazy about her from the first time we met, and that hasn't changed even now, but she had changed. Did I do something? Was it because I was useless at night? She said it was okay, but was she just frustrated? When did their relationship start? When I started thinking about it, the tears just wouldn't stop. It was a shame to see a middle-aged man walking around crying. Thinking that this was bad, I stayed at a business hotel for the time being. I didn't really want to see her face today, and I didn't feel like talking to her either. I forgot that there was a drinking party today. I might be late, so I contacted her and decided to organize my thoughts for a while. However, no matter how much I thought about it, I couldn't get my feelings together. What did she want? Why did she betray me? I started to feel stronger, so I decided to talk to her directly the next morning. Sakuya. Since I hadn't contacted her since I told her that there was a drinking party, I had received a large number of emails and calls. I'm sure she herself is well aware that something is going on. Luckily, it was Saturday, so we both had the day off today. I gave up on my expectations and went home. I'm back. Where have you been? Who have you been with? What have you been doing? You came home in the morning without any contact. Hiroshi. That's not like you. I was really worried. I'm sorry about that, but I really wasn't in a situation where I could see your face, so honestly, it's still painful. What do you mean? What did I do? Tell me properly when you say that I can't think of anything. You're not hiding anything from me. The fact that you kept quiet means there's a point to it. I mean, why? We were going well, so why did you betray me? No, you didn't betray me. Listen to me properly. What's the excuse? Because you were found out. I already have all the evidence. So look at this photo. What kind of excuse are you going to make? I'm sorry, I wasn't honest with you, but there's a reason for this. It's not what you think Hiroshi is right now. What reason do you have for cheating? Why? You're the worst and all. It must be your boss, Sato. He invited you, and you just went along with it. He has a family too, but that's not the case. I really listened to him properly and kept quiet. I'm really sorry that I should have told Hishi properly from the beginning, but he threatened me, and if I told anyone, he would spread all my nude photos and videos around. So I was scared and couldn't tell anyone and just did what he said. What do you mean? Don't think I'd be fooled by a lie like that. I'm sure you thought of it as an excuse for when you were found out. If you say something like that, I think I'll understand and forgive you. So just wait. I'll show you the evidence. Both Saki and I were yelling at each other and crying. We were both desperate. She operated her phone and showed me the screen. It looked like an exchange with Sato. I snatched the phone from the. When I looked back at the exchanges, Sato had sent me threatening messages like, you know, right? The photos and videos are always being spread around. So if you tell anyone, your life will be over. Your parents know too. You don't want your family to see those dirty photos. You don't want your husband to know that you did that to him. You'll be my slave for the rest of your life. He had also sent me obscene photos of his wife. What's going on? I thought you were cheating, but you're not. I'm really sorry. I should have told him properly. I should have consulted him. I didn't want you to know that that guy took this picture of me. I'm really sorry. Wait, please explain properly. Why did it end up like this? Saki seemed to calm down a little because I was willing to listen to her and explain the situation to her. Her relationship with Sato started about 3 months ago, when there was actually a company drinking party. Sato invited her to an after-party and she couldn't refuse, so she went along with a few other people. Sato sat next to Saki, and apparently he forced some kind of drug into her at that time. Saki was overcome with an unbelievable feeling of drowsiness. And when they parted ways, Saki, who was barely able to walk on her own, said that he would take her home in a taxi and that he knew her husband, and they parted ways with the other colleagues and got into a taxi together. And when she came to, she was tied up in a love hotel, unable to move, and Satu was raping her as he pleased. He also took photos and videos of her during the incident and threatened to spread them all if she told anyone. Apparently, the contents of the videos were so shocking that even she was afraid to tell anyone. So she continued to be in a situation where she couldn't tell anyone. Sata's sexual demands continued to escalate, and now, by becoming his holy slave every Friday, she is somehow managing to keep Sata happy. No way. I had no idea that something like this was happening to Saki. I'm so sorry. Don't apologize. Hishi has done nothing wrong. I should have been brave and gone to Hishiyu from the beginning. I don't know what to do now that it's come to this. I don't know. I want to delete the photos and videos that Sato has, but I can't do it on my own. Saki, I'm so sorry. I knew something was wrong with you, but I just suspected you were cheating and even hired an update agency. So that's why I said I thought it wasn't a normal affair. Anyway, you're not alone anymore. I'm with you. So let's think about what to do together, Hiroshi. I really am being done by that guy. It's okay if I'm that dirty. There's no way Saki is dirty. I held Saki so madly. In love, and when I thought that she had been violated by Sato to the point that she started thinking of herself as dirty, my anger was about to explode. I poured out my feelings to her, and it was so intense that it was as if it was a lie that I had been useless up until now. Hiroshi, thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't notice right away. I'm really sorry, but it's okay now. After that, we regained our composure and discussed what to do next and how to punish Sato. At that time, my hope for the future was to take it to the police and have his family know about the problem. But if we are to punish him, I think it's best to take it to the police. If we leave it like this, he'll end up crying. But even if we take it to the police, I think it will probably be a fairly light punishment. In that case, I don't want my family or the people around me to know. I would let his family know and punish him within his community. It's true that if we take it to the police, not only will he have to talk about it, but Saki will have to talk about it too, and that might make him feel bad again. I've only met him a few times, but his wife, she was a really nice person. So if I explain the situation to her, she might help me no matter what, but I want to get the evidence photos and videos back. That's right. So I'll contact her first so she doesn't get suspicious. I'll tell her I have evidence of her cheating and set up a meeting, and we'll explain the situation together. Okay, thank you. The next week, we took the day off work and called her house. I knew she was a full-time housewife because it was in the renewal office report. Hello. Sorry to say this out of the blue. I work at the same company as your husband, but I'm his husband, and it seems like my wife and Mr. Sato are having an affair. I already have photos that prove it, so can we talk about it somewhere? Oh, what are you talking about out of the blue? I'm really sorry for surprising you, but your wife and I are having an affair. Why are you telling me all the details over the phone? Can we meet somewhere sometime? I understand. The matter went smoothly, and we were able to meet right away. When we headed to the meeting place, the wife was already there, waiting for us. Perhaps she recognized my wife's face, as she gave us a puzzled look and explained to us, "I'm so sorry for contacting you out of the blue. Thank you very much." Yes, I'm sorry. What on earth is this? I'm so grateful that you understood right away, as you're a really smart person. I'm so sorry for what I did, Saki-san. I'll never forgive you again. You're so awful. For me to have such a conversation like this, I'm really sorry that things have come to this, so I'd like to ask for your advice. Could you help me get back the photos and videos that he has in his hands? Of course, I think that even if I say something, she'll probably just try to brush it off or make some excuse. So would it be okay if I talked to his sister and asked her for help? His sister has a very strong sense of justice, so if she found out that he was doing something like this, she would never forgive him. From what I've heard, both of Sato's parents are very sensible and seem to have a very strong personality, and she hates crooked things. So much so that she gets angry and even goes to warn people when they litter in the street. So she's quite the character. Sato still can't stand up to his sister, and his wife says that he's cheated on her before and that she definitely wants to get a divorce. He said that he would never hand over the sword to her and that he had no intention of letting his child meet a criminal again. After that, we discussed our future strategy, and it was good that he was someone who understood our breakup. Well, let's just hope that our plan goes well. After that, his wife took a day off from work due to poor health and contacted him to say that she wasn't feeling well and couldn't meet him, somehow buying us some time. Then, his wife contacted us to say that everything was ready, so we set up a meeting with Sato. To make sure that Sato didn't realize and run away, Saki contacted him saying that her husband wouldn't be home today and asked if he wanted to stay at her house. Sato, who knew nothing about this, came to his house with great enthusiasm, and there his wife, sister, me and Saki were waiting for him. I stood in front of the door to stop Sato from running away and forced him to sit down. You're a real idiot. Why did even your sister have to do this? I'm here. I've heard the whole story. You really were threatening this person and forcing her into that kind of relationship, weren't you? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. You need to get it over with. You hurt Saki so much, and now you're just going to pretend you didn't know. You should apologize to her. You didn't think about your children or me. This is a crime. You're a criminal. I can't live with someone like that ever again. You'll never see your children again. Wait a sec. Why am I a criminal? I didn't do anything. Get it over with. I've heard everything from these people. I've been shown all the evidence. No excuses. Just speak properly. Why are you silent? I can hear you. Sister, I will never forgive you. How dare you? You did this to me. You have wings called me. But you're pathetic. I'll take absolute responsibility for your rotten attitude, so don't think you can run away from me anymore. Show me all the photos and videos you have, pay the compensation, and get back to living your life honestly. Don't stay silent. First of all, apologize to everyone. I'm really sorry. Perhaps pushed by her momentum, Sato just kept apologizing without making any excuses. Anyway, the worst talks are over, and we've agreed to demand compensation and to report the matter to the company. Go to hell. When Saki coldly said that, everyone was quiet. Since she doesn't know where he's hiding what, she decided to destroy all the electronic devices Sato owns with a hammer. She made me get rid of all my possessions and let me stay at her sister's house with just the clothes on my back. She promised to make me pay the alimony. She brought me a written document with all of this information, which we both signed and I decided to keep. The wife also agreed to never let the children see her again and gave all of her possessions to her wife. The divorce was finalized after that, and the sister came to visit us and returned all of the electronic devices she had destroyed. She said she thought it would be better if we knew they were gone, and that they had only saved them on her PC and cell phone, but she had already destroyed them all, so please rest assured. I am truly sorry. She is a trustworthy sister. The sister said that Sato is currently in a guardhouse, either with her sister or with her parents. She is taking great care not to cause any trouble to anyone, and from now on, she will be staying with her sister. He was planning to work for a construction company he knew, and he was under 24/7 surveillance to make sure he couldn't escape. So Saki and I decided to move, as a way to make a fresh start. We had saved up a fair bit of money, so we slowly looked for new jobs and decided to move to a rural area with plenty of nature. After a few months, we gradually got used to our new life and are living peaceful days. But when I say peaceful, it's been hot and steamy at night since that day.